What's going on, everybody? Kwaku here, and this is the day 3 coverage for CES. This is going to be my favorite part of CES right now, this day 3 video that I'm doing right now. And MSI, Asus released some laptops. They mainly just updated laptops, but specifically on MSI's side, they released some laptops that finally have a touchscreen. So this laptop here, if I switch the screen out, this laptop here is the MSI Summit E13 Flip, and basically it's a touchscreen laptop. As if you know MSI, anything about MSI, they don't actually have any laptops that have touchscreens. They're usually gaming focused. So this is the first one that you can actually take to a business place and things like that. It won't look overly RGB and gamery. They even have stuff like what's it called? They have Windows 10 in it. It's 11th gen processors. They've all been updated. Even Asus's computers have been updated because of Intel's announcement. They even have up to 1 terabyte hard drive there. In fact, if I zoom in, you can see it right there. Up to 1 terabyte hard drive, 1080p screen, 60 hertz. It's technically just a 1920 by 1200 since it is 16 by 10 ratio. So you get a little bit more vertical space on your computer. Now, this is basically almost seems like a creator's laptop. It has a pen. It's called the MSI pen, and it's included. It comes up to 4096 touch levels or pressure levels and tilt to MPP 2.0 and USB Type-C recharge, so you can just plug it into a Type-C port and it'll recharge. Going down further to the ports, it has 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports. So one of the trends that we're seeing at CES is that most computers now are being updated to Thunderbolt 4 versus this Razer Blade 2019, which is Thunderbolt 3. Wi-Fi 6E, so the latest Wi-Fi codec. We also have Bluetooth 5.1, so again, those Xbox Series S and X controllers will work perfectly on these computers. Front-facing camera is still not that great. It's only 720p, since it has a privacy shutter, because they're seeing that a lot of people tend to put tape over their cameras, and so now you can just slide this privacy shutter shut. It's got a fingerprint reader. It's got TPM 2.0 security. It also has a 70 watt-hour battery, and it comes in black and white. So it's a pretty cool thing. It's their first touchscreen computer. It's a unibody design. I believe this is all aluminum, if I can see it there, and it's pretty nice. I'm pretty sure it's not matte or anything like that since it is a touchscreen, but that's cool. Next up is the Asus keynote. They announced a lot of things, but mainly the only thing I really want to cover is now they have their OLED dual screen laptops, the ZenBook Pro Duo. And if you look at it right there, in fact, this is the Pro Duo right here. They also have the ZenBook Duo, and it also is dual screen as well. It's got that screen kind of in the front of the laptop, and then it's got a screen, obviously the normal laptop screen there. It also has touch register points in the touchscreen portion down below. It's a pretty cool computer, honestly. I don't know what I'd do with it, but it works well. In fact, one thing to say about the MSI Creator, MSI Summit E13 stuff is that, like I said, they have 100% sRGB color gamut. So if you're a creator like I am, and you do a lot of pictures and photography and videography, these computers will be pretty much right up your alley, because the picture quality is really good, but the refresh rate is not so good because it's not really meant for gaming, even though you can game on it. Going over back to MSI though, you have here MSI Creator 15 laptop, packs in a 3070 and a massive battery, so you can use it. It's pretty much MSI's Razer Blade 15, MSI's MacBook Pro. It looks similar. It's that boxy format. It has the similar form factor looks of it. Up to 32 gigs of RAM as usual, 3200 megahertz. The reason why you're seeing a lot of 3200 megahertz RAM is this year is mainly because the 11th gen spec for Intel processors supports up to 3200 megahertz. But again, unfortunately, this is still a 10. What is it called? This is still a 10th generation for some reason. I'm not even sure why. Might have just spoken too soon. But in general, it's got a 4K screen, anti-glare. 100% Adobe RGB, so that's really good, or Adobe RGB color. And then you got Thunderbolt 3.1. It's kind of old, honestly. This is kind of like last generation specs, other than Wi-Fi 6E. Asus, I feel like they should have updated it a little bit more, but I guess that doesn't really matter too much from them. But that is it right there from Windows Central. Moving on forward, we're getting crazier stuff now. So we're going over to Razer's Project Brooklyn. Oh boy, Project Brooklyn is an insane looking thing. I don't know what kind of things you have to be on to come up with stuff like this, but this almost looks like a I don't know, in like Ready Player One. You know, it kind of seems like something that'd be out of Ready Player One or things like that. So Razer's Project Brooklyn is a wild gaming chair. This comes from Windows Central as well, with the full 60-inch full surround OLED screen. It's super, super curved. It's a heavily immersive screen. It looks like that's where the screen kind of gets attached to the whole chassis of the table. This kind of looks like a computer desk like you would have at school, other than with the gamery looks of it. It is a concept, but it's crazy. It's a 180-degree OLED, 60-inch OLED screen with force feedback. That looks crazy. So you see it right there. It kind of pops out and over. Oh, it's one of those like rollable screens. Whoa, that's crazy. I've never actually seen this little animated GIF, but it's kind of like a rollable screen. That's pretty cool. So you see that right there. It looks like it's a transparent screen. It looks transparent. It looks really cool, but it's something crazy. Obviously, I don't expect this thing to come on sale anytime soon, or if ever. It is more of a concept, just like Acer's Thronos right there, Acer Predator Thronos. So yeah, hopefully we see that, but I doubt it. Now we're getting to the very interesting things that I'm showing you. I'm gonna skip that CNET one. Now this is probably the thing I live for CES, and this is the main reason. These are the two main reasons why I'm covering this kind of CES this year, and it is because of this. This is the NextMind, and what the NextMind is, it's essentially a neural input. And essentially what it does is, imagine if I can find something around here, imagine if this right here, this little USB cable was that headset, and you wrap it around your head like so. You can see in the video right there. And imagine back here would be where I tighten the headset. Back behind that little circle back there, that's about the top, like the size of this thing right here, the lid of this, has a bunch of sensors on it. And you see the sensors right there. In fact, let me go to the product, or maybe go to technology. So it has a bunch of sensors right there, and it is for sale. And basically what it does is it uses machine learning to scan your brain activity. And the idea of it is it's like a extension input. It's not really trying, this company is not trying to take over inputs, like change the game with input, but they're trying to expand a range of inputs. So let's say the camera in front of me right now, I wanted it to pause, but I didn't want to get up, and I didn't have the fingers to get up and use the controller to turn it off. I could just look at whatever the software button of the camera is in some designated spot, and just look at it long enough, and then it would just pause. It would just know to pause it, because the connection of the neural input to my brain to the camera, the software would know what I wanted to do. Now, this doesn't attach directly to your brain. This is just a soft pad that sets on the back of your head, and then it just works that way by scanning. So it's pretty cool looking. I kind of want to get one, and I might get one because it supports HoloLens. It says Apple, Windows, Vive, Oculus, HoloLens. I might actually get one. It looks really cool. Yeah, it is the type of things I live for. It is amazing looking. Now the next one is called the Mudra Band. You might have heard of it. The Mudra Band is an Apple Watch accessory. Obviously, I don't have an Apple Watch. I have a Samsung Watch Active 2. But essentially what this does is it is a watch band for the Apple Watch that allows you to have more inputs. So here it is on how it works. It's a watch band that when you put on the watch band on your Apple Watch, it connects to the software on your phone, and it senses your nerves or your tendons. There you go. It senses your tendons on your hand, and basically it knows when you're pressing. So when you're trying to press something down with whatever finger it is, specifically how much you're pressing it, and so on like that. So they're thinking, I saw the CNET video, and they were thinking this could be something that's used for people who like don't have a hand. You know, you lost your hand in something, and you're trying to do something, you're trying to interact with something, but you can't because you don't have fingers. You don't have a full hand like I do. So it would work in that way, but you could still wear your watch and everything the normal way, and this would just help you use what you already have without needing extra help with it. So that's essentially what this is, and it's really cool. It says, how do you measure biopotentials on the wrist? So it's got a bunch of sensors on there, status indicators, Bluetooth LE, SNC sensors, power buttons, It's got a whole bunch of sensors and it can do a whole lot. So here's an example right there. You can see when he's just doing this and doing all the stuff, the software is picking it up and it looks so good. And I remember watching the CNET thing right here, and they were actually trying it out, and it looked really good. So let me see if I can find it. So he was saying it's essentially there. So you see that he's pinching his fingers. They can see how much you're pinching your fingers, how hard you're pressing down on a surface, because your tendons react to it. And in some ways, they were saying that this could potentially react faster than when you than what your body to brain, from what your brain to body would actually do. So like, you'll know that you want to press something before you fully extend your finger all the way down to press it. So your brain would already know. So imagine gaming applications having stuff like this, where you could have like a gaming glove. Another company is making like a gaming glove where it could sense with your hand activity, the sensors in the glove, for faster response times in gaming. It's amazing. It blows my mind. I'm only imagining so many possibilities with it, with AR, HoloLens, Oculus, just VR, AR, just the new forms of, immersion. I'm just imagining that. But I don't want to go on. I don't want to keep going on and ramble on. But tomorrow is the final day of CES. If I find something good, I'll let you guys know. But one thing's for sure, there's a video coming out later today for the new insider build for Dev Channel for Windows 10. And then tomorrow is the infamous Galaxy Unpacked event, which I will cover as well. So stay tuned, everybody, and take care.